So we were watching Real Housewives of Miami, and all of a sudden, I'm looking at Martina Navratilova. And Martina Navratilova is sitting down at a baby shower with her beautiful wife, who I guess was married for years to a dude. And then, this happens. She realized she had other needs and interests. So she is now with Martina Navratilova, and they're married, and they're about to adopt 2 boys. So now I'm looking at, conceivably, the best women's tennis player of all time, seated down with these women who, by the way, I don't care, say whatever you want about me, 90% of them look crazy because of all the stuff they've done to their faces. Crazy. Like Larsa Pippen, who was married to Scottie Pippen, looks like a completely different person than she did when she was married to Scottie. And some of the behavior is just like, it's kind of gut-wrenching, right? Yeah, I don't want to judge, but I'm judging. It's like, I do feel like Martina has a realistic, great relationship with her significant other. And so they're adopting these 2 children. It's at a restaurant in Miami. It's on TV. And Martina is such a good sport, but at the same time, begrudgingly she's doing this, right? For the woman she loves, who's on this show, who has a profile. So I did want to look at some of the athletes that have been on, okay, the Real Housewives. And this will give you an idea of why I was so shocked to see Martina. Because Martina is one of the best tennis players of all time. And by the way, the fact that she was such a superstar in the women's game, I think also kind of makes her special, because she was a star in the women's game during a time when the women's game and women's sports were really evolving, right? Like late 70s into the 80s. Like you got Billie Jean King beating up on Bobby Riggs, right? That was like such a huge moment in women's sports. The women's tour is created, right, in the 70s. And these women are finally making money, right? And Martina comes on board a little later in that experience, but like completely transcending the sport of women's tennis. And now she's on the Real Housewives? Like, I saw that. I'm like, seriously? So now Martina, one of the best of all time, is in a category, and these are the best athletes ranked online here, so I know it's really important and official, but Croy Bierman was married to Kim Zoliak. He was like, backup linebacker for Atlanta. I think he played for a little bit. Jim Edmonds was a great player. He was married to Megan King. They're divorced now. Bob Whitfield was a really good left tackle for the Atlanta Falcons. He might be the best one on this list so far. Bob Whitfield was awesome. So he's been on with his wife, Cherie. And then Donnie Edwards, great linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Catherine Edwards is his wife. Scottie Pippen and Larsa Pippen, right? Scottie right away pole vaults to the top of that list. Then we have, I don't know who Phil Bardsley is. He was on. Ben Tankard. Honestly, he played in the NBA, but he had a cup of coffee. I don't know who he is. Cordell Stewart has been on the show. He's pretty good. And let's see who else. Juan Dixon, great in college. Had a career in the NBA. These are all people, remember, who have been on The Housewives. Not their main character. They've been with people who have been on, much like Martina Navratilova. Glenn Rice. That's okay. Okay. I think college champion and I think maybe NBA champion as well. Okay, Glenn. Eric Snow, point guard on the Sixers team that Iverson drugged to the championship, and they lost to the Lakers in 2001. Eddie Jordan had a chance to be there was a point in time when he was coaching the Wizards and Gilbert Arenas was on the team when he was like a real hot up-and-coming coach. That didn't end well with the Wizards or with the Sixers afterwards. It's not good. So that's the list, right? I think right away on that list, I would put Bob Whitfield, Scottie Pippen, and Martina is head and shoulders above the rest of these jamokes. So that's an issue I have. We need to get Martina off of the Real Housewives, okay? I want her off. Scotty. All right, we got to go because I have to run up to North Texas for an appointment that will lead to a colonoscopy, which I need to get because, can you believe it or not, I'm older than 35.